Hi everyone, this is Anna Markin, and this is my Achievement Gap proposal video. In summary, the achievement gap is the academic performance disparity that is found between various groups of students. The gap is especially apparent between groups that differentiate in socioeconomic class, gender, race, or ethnicity. This is very prevalent in my own life because I live in Denver, Colorado, which is home to a lot of migrant families and have a lot of ESL learners, or English as a second language learners. This means that there's a lot of testing bias when it comes to these communities. Students who are non-native English speakers don't test as well as native English speakers, so that means that schooling districts that house these that help serve these children aren't being properly funded or supported like they should. So to kind of help bridge this gap, I have kind of like a four-step proposal that I have. So the first one is restoring funding. Of course, obviously money makes the world go round. So what would need to happen for these low-income districts and schools is that they need to restore funding. This means the grassroots movements like Red for Ed, student involvement, teacher involvement, community involvement to really get political and increase school funding. This is obviously one of the bigger steps of it, but it is crucial that funding is a part of the process. The second thing is smaller class sizes. As we learned in this week's readings, time and time again, that smaller class sizes are really important to the academic experience. It's helpful for teachers so they don't feel overworked, and it's good for students so that they can have a real intimate process with their teacher about what they're learning. The third one is parental involvement. Obviously, this is harder for lower income families, but is still crucial. So I think schools and school districts and teachers should really work towards working with the families on what would work best for them to become involved in their children's education. That can be volunteering in the classroom, volunteering in the front office, helping with homework, doing Little League practice, something to get the parents involved, because it shows improvements in the students' academic success overall. And the fourth proposal I have is a more rigorous curriculum. Oftentimes when students have lower success rates in testing or in achievement scores, that teachers and others like faculties will kind of lower their expectations for students, but that's actually the opposite of what they should be doing. They shouldn't be setting a limitation on what students can do, but raising it so they can rise that expectation. Otherwise, just get stifled in that spot. So, obviously, some obstacles that might arise from these implementations is that money is hard to negotiate, especially when it comes to education. This is something that happens time and time again each voting cycle of whether or not school districts are going to get more funding, but it's an important fight to fight, and I think that the more that it's pressed and the more community gets involved, the more improvements can be seen. A hopeful outcome for the solution is that lower income and low opportunity school districts are able to get the resources, time, teachers, and payments that they so need to help support their students. It all goes hand in hand, so it's important that those resources are there to support those schools. And ultimately, this is important to me in my community because I am going to become an ESL teacher. So obviously working with ESL students in a migrant community is going to be my future. And I want to be able to support these students and support these families to the best of my capability. And it's important for me to help bridge that gap in order to do so. Thank you for watching. Bye.